Howdy YouTube, PNW Fun Stuff here. It's been a while since I've done a video, about a week or so. Life's just been busy. But today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video and show you my most used knives that I have for carving. Most of them are cold steels, but I'm gonna go over a few random ones here. First off, I have the Cold Steel 1911 right here. And it's been highly used. You can see I put like a convex grind on it to accommodate what I need for my carving. And this is 4034 stainless steel. Can't see it here, the light here is terrible right now. Anyways, I use this for a long time. It's a very nifty knife. It's got the double lock system on it, and that clip. You have this clipped in your pocket, it's not going to go anywhere. So I like this knife. I used it for a long time. It's good for detail work and whatnot. It's got a liner lock in it. Oops. Alright. Next up, my Cold Steel Kiridashi. Same thing, 4034 steel. And as you can see, I took out the thumb stud on it, and I have put a convex grind on it. But this is great for carving. It's super comfortable. I do like the plastic clips they give. They do hook into my pockets at least very well. And they stay secure and they're comfortable, especially when carving. But this is a great detail knife. I use this to make a lot of eyeballs with that good tip on it. It's got a back lock on it. Shit. Well, I hope you guys are having fun being thrown around all over the place. Then I got Cold Steel Crawford 1. I believe this is, 4034 again. But I've modified it. I actually took my Dremel and cut off this back piece, which is like the auto deploy system, because as a wood carver, having something right here is the primary place I put my hand when I'm choking up and carving. But I've used this a lot. I've processed a lot of wood with this. It's got that secondary lock for the liner in it too. I like it now that I've modified it and it's comfortable. And I still go back to it every once in a while and use it. And yet again, I put another convex grind on it. Same thing with this medium Luzon. Cold Steel medium Luzon. This is 8CR13 MOV. Another convex grind. This blade is super thin and slicey. I've carved so much with this thing and I love it. But I did modify it again. I took my Dremel and took the little piece off the back because it was uncomfortable. And yeah, it's got that secondary lock on it. But I love the plastic clip yet again. I love that Cold Steel did that with some of their knives. I know that a lot of people don't like them, but I personally really like them. Then I have the Cold Steel Lucky One, S35VN steel. It's got one straight, blade and one fully serrated. I've used this a lot. It's got carbon fiber handles. I've used this thing a great deal for detail carving. It works fantastically. It's small. I can go all the way wherever I need to with it. And it keeps you good at edge for a long time. Now this one I don't really use for carving, but this is the one that, it's essentially my son's. I've modified it. It's the Cold Steel Bush Ranger Light. It's got that secondary lock, which I don't know why they did it there, except for fidgetability, because it's got a spine lock on it, And I took it off the thumb studs, but this is primarily what this is used for. And this is 8CR13. What this is used for is ferro rod scraping. It works great for scraping ferro rods, especially when I'm teaching my son how to do primitive fire. This is the go-to knife for it. He's used to it. He's used it many times. It's got that nice spine on that thing to get a lot of good spark on it. So just thought I'd show you.
You do it already?
I'm still doing it. And this one is the Cold Steel Con. It's in a Aus 8 steel. This is one of the random ones I picked up because it was just available. And I used it for carving. It used to be a Tonto, but I've sharpened it so much that it really, you can't see that the Tonto is there still. But yet again, the convex grind on it. I really wish that they did different colors for this knife as far as the scales go, because I like blue, but not that much. Now to the big daddies. Cold Steel SR1 Light. Clip point 8CR14 MOV for on this steel. I have used the crap out of this knife for anything from carving to wood processing, batoning, camping. I mean, I've batoned so much with this blade, and nothing has ever been wrong with this knife. It's still just like it was when I bought it. Less than $40 for the amount of stuff you get for this. I mean, this, in my opinion, is one of the best deals you can get with a Cold Steel. I mean, honestly, I beat the hell out of this knife. You can see it's all scuffed up. I've batoned through kiln dried pine, you know, from like the packs of firewood you buy at the store. Super hard wood. Nothing has ever happened with it. And of course I got the Tanto, which is fantastic for wood processing and for carving. It's got like this semi-hollow grind on it. It's hard to see there. But this thing is just sharp as heck. These two knives, man, some of my most used for bushcraft and wood processing, because you can beat the hell out of them and nothing happens to them. This is the best price, I think, for Cold Steel. Besides like the Kudus, those you know, below $10 knives, I think that's an amazing price for what you get for the Kudus as well. So yeah. Now these aren't Cold Steels, but I've been using these primarily as my carvers lately. The Hansen by CDC with the D2. Now when I did my little review on the Hansen, I talked about the tip and how I wanted a sharper tip. What I meant by that was the way that they made this tip, it's meant for cutting, of course. You got that belly on there, which I really enjoy, and I explained why I liked it. But I said I needed a sharper tip. And the fact is, this is a very sharp tip. I was talking about a more pointy, more defined tip for detail work when carving ears or getting into little, you know, when you're trying to just make real detailed small holes in wood. This isn't very ideal for that, but it is still a very sharp and useful knife. And the D2 on this is, I remain that this is, the heat treat on this was great, because the edge retention on this knife is awesome. And finally, the Vosteed Valkyrie. Say that 3 times fast. I've used the crap out of this knife since I got it from Big Red. I love it. It's, I've carved a lot with this. This edge on this thing, this tip, absolutely amazing for detail work. But I still stick with, I don't know why, you know, and I might have been unfair with saying that the Nitro V was, you know, soft, because I do deal with all sorts of different exotic woods of varying hardnesses, and, you know, I did not do a standard test where I carved the same wood with both of these knives. I was carving exotic woods with both the knives, of course, but different ones. So upon I've been carving a lot of bird's eye maple lately. I've carved a bunch with this and a bunch with this. And I still think that this one has a better edge retention, although this one I haven't had to sharpen as much. So, you know, with that baseline there, I would say that the Nitro V on this is pretty good, but I still think the D2 on the CDC is better, just to clarify. But I really love this button lock, man. This is my only button lock knife, and I love the fidgetability. Oh, it's so fun. I can see. But yeah, I still say, man, this is a hell of a deal. If you haven't gotten a Hansen, I would consider, well, you can't get them anymore. I think they're all sold out now. But if CDC is making all their knives like this, then you shouldn't have any problems spending that money and expecting to have a great knife, because that's what you get here. Anyways, a little bit of a different video, longer video, but I wanted to go over some of my most used Cold Steels. I have a lot more Cold Steels. I have an entire case full, but I don't use them nearly as much. They just, you know, they're just there. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.